Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to discuss all about how to build a CRUD application using MERN stack. Inside the application have many features such as insert, update, delete, search the record, pagination, and many others. So let's take a look at the project that we're going to create it from scratch. I can add the user. So let's say I will use Ahan at .com, write the number. I'm going to add the random number, and this is the status. I use inactive, click to add user. The data I have stored in the database are also inside my table. I can edit it by clicking that, and I'm going to change it to update it as active. I can delete it. How many users is stored in the database? 6. 5 is active, 1 is inactive. These are pagination, so I click on the second page, I'm getting the next record. Click on the one page, I'm getting the one page. Also I can use next to move on the next page, click to previous to move on the previous page. How many pages have? 1 by default is 1 out of 2. And also I'm getting showing records 1 of 5, total 6 users or 6 records. And also another feature is I select the 10, I'm getting 10 results or more than 10 results inside the first one page, but I'm going to use 5. The last and final thing is I can search the record by name, email, phone, status, and also date. So let's say I search the admin, I'm getting the admin. I remove it, I'm getting all of the records. Let's say I search a random record, I can't see anything else, I'm getting no users found. Alright, so this is a complete application, so I will teach you, but before moving on the code, last thing I will share with you guys, I delete the last one record and refresh my page. I'm getting 5 record in the single page. I do not see another page inside the pagination. So guys, first of all I will set up the project, then I will teach you how you can build the many APIs like store the record in the database, pagination API, search API, and many others. So without further ado, let's get started to set up the project, and we're gonna write the code to build the application from scratch. So guys, I have successfully configured my backend project. Inside the backend project, I have installed many packages like course.env, express, and also Mongoose. Course is used to make a communication between React and also Node.js. .env is used to handle the .env file. Express is a framework. Mongoose is used to connect the database and use the queries inside the Node.js application. Alright, so I'm going to remove this one. I did not remove it because I will configure it on there. Okay, also I have app.js file, server.js file, and also I have many folders like controllers, modules, routes. Okay, so let's use the .env file and assign the port Python. Let's set up the very basic thing inside the project. Then I will use the app.js file. I need to use express, require express. I need to use const app express, and I need to export it, module.exports app. In the server.js file, I need to import it. Reason for using that, because I will use main entry file is server.js. Inside the server.js, I will add the functions which are used to make a communication between MongoDB and Node.js. So let's use const app require slash app.js. In order to use the app, I will use the .env file to make a server. Okay, so I'm going to use port process, but before using .env file, you need to import it. So I'm going to use const .env require .env. Then you must be use .env.config, and then you are able to access .env data inside this one file. So I'm going to use process.env.port, the variable name which are used inside this one file, or I will use 5001. Then I will use app.listen. I'm going to pass in the port variable function, like this. Once you did that, the next one, you need to move on the package.json file. In the test, you need to use start. A reason for using start, I have installed globally NodeMoon. So I'm going to use NodeMoon server.js file inside this one. Save the file and let's use npm start. I'm getting, okay, port is just like this. Save the file, you will get okay, NodeMoon server.js file. I think something is wrong inside NodeMoon. Is, give me a second, I need to check it. Server.js file, and the server.js file port. Yeah guys, the server is running. I'm getting the message, guys. This is my mistake. So as you can see on my terminal, server is running on port like this. So we have successfully configured my project. The next thing is we need to make a connection between Node.js and what? Node.js and our MongoDB database. So I need to move on our MongoDB, and I'm going to click to sign in. And give me a second, I just log in my account, then I will teach you another process. So I'm logged in my MongoDB account. So the first step, you need to click on the project drop down menu, click to view all projects. So I'm going to create a new project, write the project name. I'm going to use CRUD copy. Okay, next, create a project, and you need to wait a couple of seconds to get another page. Create a cluster, select the free, write the default things, don't change anything else. If you want to change it, you can do that, but I'm going to use default things and click to create a deployment. Once you did that, then the next thing is you need to add the username. If you want to change the name, you can do that. I'm going to use CRUD copy. Okay, and this is important. This is your password. You need to copy it, and you need to move on .env file and say that I'm going to use database password like this, and you need to paste that. And also I'm going to create another variable MongoDB URL and say that I'm going to get the URL. So I'm going to click to create a database, choose a connection, and select the MongoDB VS. Just get the URL, and I'm going to paste on there. The next thing is, this is my password, and same password is used inside this one variable. So I will use it as a static data on there, like DB password. Reason for using it, because I will make a connection inside the server.js file. I will replace it, and I will show you how you can do that. Right, once you did that, then you need to remove it, and you need to move on the server.js file. And the server.js file, you need to import the basically what Mongoose. Okay, the next one, you need to make a connection. All right, so I'm going to use MongoDB connection. Select the Mongoose, like, which are imported on the top. Okay, and inside that you need to call the connect method. In the connect method, you need to target the process that why I'm getting, give me a second, process.env .mongodb underscore URI, and this is my database URL. And give me a second, where is the .env file? Okay, so MongoDB URI, this is my variable, and inside the variable have a static data like DB password. So I need to replace it. So in order to replace it, you need to call the replace function and target your value like DB underscore password, and the replace value, you want to replace it inside this one data. So I need to get the data from process.env.database database password. Yeah, that's it, and you can check it on database password. Yeah, perfect. After that, you need to remove it, use that method, console.log MongoDB connected. If we will face the problem, so I would say error, and we will get the error message inside MongoDB connection. Target the error like this. Save the file. We are getting MongoDB connected inside my terminal. If I change the password, like I remove the I from the password and save the file .env, once again I move on the server.js file and save the file, I'm getting the problem, as you can see. So I leave it default, save the file, and we are getting database connection successfully connected. Alright, so we have successfully configured my project database connection, and I have a app.js file. So I need to remove it, remove this one tab, and I think I don't need this one file as well. So we're gonna work on the app.js file, routes, controller, and also models. So let's work on the routes, controller, and also app.js file. So we're gonna create a routes. The first one is I'm going to use user routes.js, and also we will create a controller. So user controller.js. In the user controller, I will make a connections. Make functions which are handle the API. In the routes, I will set up the URL or API URL. In the app.js, I need to just use simple things to make a clean my app.js file. So the first step, I will use the middleware. The first one is course. Okay, const course require course. Okay, so first one is app.use course middleware. The next one is I'm going to use app.use express.json, which I'll handle the post request, and last one I'm going to use app.use express.url encode. Okay, express.url encode, and this is object based, so I'm going to use extended tree. Okay, then I will use the routes app.use, and inside there I need to use my API URL. So this is my API version 1. Write any image you want. I'm going to use users, and after this one I need to import the user routes. So where I will import it, first you need to move on user routes. In the user routes you need to make a routes. So I'm going to use express require express const routes, just use router. It's a variable which is coming from express.router function, and I will use the router.get. This is a method, and this is my status. After the URL, let me show you with you, give me a second. So this is my API version 1. Give me a second, I will increase it. Okay, API version 1 users. After the users, I've used /status, means this is my complete URL. When this URL will be hit, I will create a function that will handle some content. Okay, so let's see. Status. After the status, I will call the function like I just use text on there, just demo purpose on this time. The next one I need to use module. Give me a second, why I'm getting the model from there. I use module.exports. What do you want to export? Router. Okay, once you did that, move on app.js file, and you need to import this one file. Okay, so use const user router require routes /user routes. Just copy it and paste on there. That's it. I'm getting issue. Yeah, I know all about it, because inside this one I've used the demo, but I need to add the function. So let's create a function inside the user controller. In the user controller, first function I will use get status from database, but I'm going to use static data. Then I will make a connection, create a model. Inside the model I will assign the row and columns which are stored the data in the database. Alright, so I'm going to use exports.get status. This is a sync function. Require and what a response. Yeah, use try block. Response.status 500.json message Okay, in the try block I need to get the data from database, but in this time I don't have any record, any detail, so I just get this one and paste on there. But before paste it, you need to import that. So let's see how we can import it. Const user controller require, and I'm going to use dot controller slash user controller, and we will call that by using this one user controller in dot get status. When user will hit this one URL, I'll get the data from this one try block. Let's see. I'll use console.log straight like this. I'm gonna save the file, and when I will hit it, okay, but also I need to use a local host colon 5000, and yeah, so I think we are good to go to check it. Fetching object, fetch user error cast object IDs. Okay, I'm getting error, guys. Okay, version 1 status. Okay, yeah, in the try block I will add many things, so I'm getting response. This time I'm getting error because I need to make a set with model. Then I will show you how you can get the data. Okay, so I will leave this one, these details by default, but everything is perfect. This is my complete app.js file. Here everything is perfect. This is my routes, and the routes, everything is perfect. I will create a many APIs, and I will create many functions. So yeah, I'm gonna move on the model, and the model I need to, in the models, by the way, I need to create a file and use model.js. So I'm going to create a Mongoose, import user schema, new Mongoose dot, give me a second, Mongoose dot, why I'm getting that, new Mongoose dot schema, object path name is, I'm gonna use the value type and so on. I'm gonna make a copy, just change the column name, ML. This is a type string. Inside that I'm going to add another value, another, basically a condition is unique should be true. Okay, and the email should be lowercase, should be true. Okay, yeah, the next one I get it, and this column name is phone, type is string, required is true, remove the space, and yeah, I'm gonna paste, and this should be status, type is string, required, it's not important, but I'm gonna use default values active, and I'm gonna use enum active and inactive. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna edit, created at, this is the date, type should be date, the default value I'm gonna use date.now, like this. Okay, so these are my columns: name, email, phone, status, and created at. After that you need to use module.export, module.exports, mongoose.model, write the database name. Let's say I will use user copy. If you want to change the name, you can do that. I'm going to use user copy. The next one is you need to target your user schema, which is this. All right, that's it. You don't need to use user model. Okay, so where is a controller? Here is a controller. So let's see how we can use the model data inside the function. So first step, you need to use user. You can write any name of the variable. The next one is you need to get require model slash user model. On behalf of user model, I will call many things. I will call the database functions like user count, account documents. I will call the queries, many things I can do that. Okay, so let's see. I will use total await user. I'm going to target this one data. Okay, when you will call the database functions, you need to target the user. Okay, in the user, I'm going to use count documents. It is a function. And same thing, I'm going to use active await user dot count documents. Inside the document have a status like this, has active, make a copy, and this should be inactive. Okay, just to use small a and active. The next thing, you need to use response.json, and you need to pass the value total, active, and active. Why I'm getting the loading in the. Okay, that's it. So I'm gonna save the file. I'm getting everything is perfect, no error found. Let's try use it. Okay, I will use Postman, guys, because Postman is best for me for checking the API. Okay, so this is a get method, API 1, 5000 API 1. What is the name of the API version 1? Users. User slash status. Okay, I'm going to send the request. I'm getting the result, guys, 541. Okay, as you can see, but these details is coming from my previous database. Okay, so what I'm going to do on there, I'm going to change the URL API version 2 like this. Okay, so let's change it and let's see what you'll get. Okay, API version 2 users status. Okay, let me check the API version 1 users. Give me a second. API users slash status. Getting data. What the API version users status not found? Why this URL is not found? So give me a second. API version 1 use. Give me a second, guys. Okay, I'm gonna make a copy. API version 1 status. Let me check status. Yeah, it's perfect. Let me open the model. API version 2 users. Yeah, it's perfect. Version 2 users Okay, let's try to use it. I'm also getting not found. This is all about my router, so give me a second. API version 1.2. So guys, the problem is inside my port. There are no any error inside my code. So everything is perfect inside my code. The main problem which are coming is my port that is running in my previous project, like 5000, port number 5000 is running my previous project. So how I solve it, I just restart my this one project. Once I restart it and I check it in the postman, I'm getting the result. As you can see, let's see, I change the where it is. I change the URL like version 3, just change it like this and you will get the result. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna save the file and there we go. There are no error inside my code. Okay, everything is perfect for MVC pattern based. Okay, but I'm going to use 2. So I have a function, give me a second, I remove the tab. So I have a function get status which will help us to get the data. Which data? Total, active, inactive. So this is my first API which will help us to get that data, like total, active, inactive. So let's create another function which will help us to search the users. So how we can do that? Let's see. Search users, exports dot search users async request response try, and I'm gonna get the catch block from my previous because I will get the same thing. Alright, in the type block I need to use a few things, but before working on this one I need to move on the routes. And the routes I need to use router dot get, this is my URL, search / query. Whatever the user enter the query will be stored inside this one variable. Once the user hit it, then I would say user controller dot search the users, this function. So I will work on it and it will be complete as soon. Okay, as soon, not as soon, but right now we will complete it. Okay, so I'm going to use query. I need to get the data from parameter. So what I'm going to do on there, I need to use request dot params dot query. I need to get the data from query. The next thing is I need to make a pagination. Okay, so in order to create a pagination, you need to make a variable page and you need to convert it into integer. Parse and is a function which will help us to convert the data. So I would need to use request dot query dot page, or by default is 1. Const limit, I'm going to use parse and request dot query dot limit or 10. I will check it one by one URL in the postman. Okay, don't worry all about it. Let's use const skip the page negative by 1 times by limit. Okay, this is very simple logic, guys, which will help us to make a pagination. The next thing and very important thing is query. means search the record from the database. So I will use the operator inside the Node.js. Let's see, search query is the object. In the object base, I need to use OR operator. In the OR operator, I need to assign the array. In the array, I'm gonna use many things, like user will be searched with the help of name. I need to use name operator RGEX. Okay, let me check it. Yeah, the next one I need to pass it is query. Whatever the query, I will get it, comma operator options, like this, use comma, and give me a second, I think name operator edges. Okay, here is the edges, colon query options. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, the problem is inside there, guys. Okay, so this is my first one. I will use like this. Make a copy multiple times, just change the name. This will be email, this will be phone, this will be status. Okay, status, yeah. So use same thing, but do not change other things, just change these details. After that, you need to use comma, 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 and comma. The last and final thing you need to do, const to users await, call the user, which is this one variable, which will help us to execute the function like find. Inside there, I need to pass search query variable, not this search query, like this variable. Okay, after that I will need to use dot sort, means I need to display the record, means user enter first time record in the database. The record will be stored top to bottom. So I will use increment ascending and descending order on there. Okay, so I will use the sort created at -1. After that I will use a skip, passing the skip, then finally with limit is limit. Okay, these are variables, guys. Give me a second. Wait, why I'm getting that sort created a dot skip. Why this? Give me a second, guys. Okay, give me a second, guys. This is my mistake. So outside of this one object, you need to use that. So the sort is a function, skip is also function, limit is functions. The data is coming from the top of my variables, like limit, skip, and what is the limit, skip, yeah. Okay, so we are good to go to check it, but last and final thing we need to use, but few things we need to use, guys. I need to use response.json. I need to get the users, comma, current page is a key, the value is page variable, and total pages, I would say met.cell total divide by limit, total users, colon total. Okay, yeah, perfect. Yeah guys, we are able to check this one API. Yeah, perfect. Okay guys, here's another thing we should be use. I use the total users, but this is a variable we need to use total await user dot count documents and pass in the search query. Okay, so the mistake, this is a simple mistake, but we will face the problem guys. So let's try to use it in the Postman. So I open the get, this is status, but I'm going to use it the search. Okay, this is not version 3, so let me check version 2. Yeah, version 2. Okay, and let's say I will assign the value John. This value will be stored in my query variable where it is here. Okay, the next one I would say colon, not colon, the operator is page. By default I would say 1. Okay, and limit I would say 5. If we will get the response, okay, we are getting the result guys. How many users? Nothing. Current page 1, total page 0, total users is 0. But why I'm getting total pages is 0? So total pages, where that's total, yeah, we will check it later, but this API is working perfectly guys. Okay, so yeah, so guys, we will check it on front end as well, but this time we need to check it in the Postman. We will get the response, it means we are good to go to use it. If we will face the problem, then we will fix it. So let's create another API which are, but I'm going to remove this one to make a clean and perfect code. Okay, so we have two APIs, get status, search users. The next one I would like to create many APIs, but I will make a simple API, get single user. I would say exports dot get user by ID async. Okay, a request, a response, try and catch block. I will get this one. Alright, if we will get there, we'll fix it. Okay, so in order to get the user, you need to use same logic. Create a variable, use await, and target your user which is coming from the model, okay, or Mongoose file, okay, models file like this one, which are stored in the top. Dot find by ID, which is function, is coming from the MongoDB. Inside there you need to pass request dot params dot ID. I will make a route on this one page, okay, on this one URL. Okay, then I would say if the user is not exist, I need to use return response status 404 and JSON display the message user not found. Okay, and response.json. If everything is perfect, we will get the user in the response. Move on the user router, and this is a similar route, so I would say just like this. user controller. This is a get user by ID. Okay. Give me a second. I need to get the user, okay, but I need to pass this one as ID. As a parameter, on behalf of this parameter, I will get the data from the URL, and we will store the URL data in the variable like this one by using request.params.id. We will get the data from there. Okay, yeah, so it is very simple. So if you want to check it, so I'm gonna make a copy. I'm gonna get that. So this is my users. So like this, whatever the ID I will pass on there, this ID will be stored in this one variable by using our find by ID variable function. I'm gonna search it. Let me, where it is, give me a second. I just check the function request user.find by ID request.params.id. okay, there are no user found by. Get user by ID. Okay, so this is a complete API, but right now there are no records in the database, so we are facing issue. Okay, let me create another function which are used to get all of the records. Okay, not single but all of the records. So give me a second, I need to check it where I would like to. Okay, this is getting single user, but in the top I will get all users. Exports that get users async request response try. In the case block I will get this one. Okay, in the type block I will use same thing, same logic that I used on the top to make pagination. So I just get it, and where it is here, paste it. The next one is I also get this one data, and I will change few things and I will share with you the changes that I need to get it. Okay. Okay, so same thing, same logic. In the last I also use same thing. Okay, because it will help us to display the data in the table, so I don't need to use this one on there also. Okay, without the search query you need to make same thing, which is use on the top users. By the way, I used that as search query, so I just remove it and just use user.find. Okay, so the URL is same, so I'm gonna make a copy. This is my complete main page URL. Inside that I need to use get users. By the way, I will use get all users. Okay, this is my API, get all users. So let's see, I hit this one URL. Same thing, same data which are used to display the data, pages and many others. Same data. Okay, cool. So we have successfully built more than 4 APIs, 4 functions, but important and helpful functions we will create it. So the first one is store the data. Okay, the next one is update and delete the data. So let's work on it, and we're going to create it. Go to this one, user controller, and we will create user exports dot create user async, and we will check my previous APIs. Then we will see the result in the post main. Async request response, and this is the try catch block I will get in my previous function. Okay, so error fetching statics, but we will fix it. Okay, we will change the data. Okay, so I need to get the data from the body of the request. What is the body of the request? I move on there. When you'll send the post request, so let's see, I copy it and I select the post method. So here is the body. In the body you need to assign the key like this and value. Okay, so I need to get the keys like these data. How you can get that? Make a curly brackets, destruct the value, which value name, email, phone, status, from request.body. Okay, once you get it, use simple validation. Not name is exist, or not email is exist, or not phone is exist. Just give me return response.status 4000.json, and the JSON I would say message name, email, and phone required, like this. Outside of the body, we will check if the user is existing. Wait, I would use the user model data variable. In order to use this, I will be able to call the function from the MongoDB database. Like I will use find one. Inside that I need to use email. Okay, save the file. Let's use if existing user is exist. I need to get the response. Return response.status 4400.json. message should be email already exist. Okay, because we will check the email is exist or not. Then we are able to use user new. I'm going to call the user. This is a basically model user, which are stored in the top of my this one file. So I would say name, email, phone, status is a key, value I would say status or active by default. Okay, this is a value, this is object based, and these are my values: name, email, phone, status. Outside of this one I would say await dot not user dot cell, then response dot status 201 dot json. I would say user. By the way, this is a user coming from there, and I can use this way, but if you want to display the message, let's try to use it. Message record has been set in the database. Let's see. Okay, like this. Yeah, I think we are good to go to check it, but I need to move on the router. In the router I need to make a URL. So the URL is like this, but method is post and my function is create a user. Okay, so let's try to use it. So this is username, I would say John. Email should be john@gmail.com, and what is the next one? Phone. I would say like this, and the last one is active. Let me check it. Status. Okay, status should be, I'll leave the status, guys. Give me a second. Okay, let me write it. Guys, we are getting 201. Record has been saved in the database. This is my unique message, which is coming from there, but I think we are where it is. Create a user. Okay, yeah, so we don't need to use it. Just pass a response.json in like this. Okay, so let me open the browse cluster, and we are checking our record has been stored or not in the database, and then we will check my another APIs. So let me open the test. User copies. Yeah, guys, I'm getting the data. John email, and by default I'm getting the active. Right, let's use one more time, same thing. Email already exists. Let's try to use, where it is, refresh. Okay, I can't see another record because I have used validation, simple validation, which I used to check the email is exist or not. Okay, so let's open my users. This will give us the data. Yeah, guys, the data is coming from the database. How many users? This is my user. Current page 1, total page is 1, total user 1. This is my second one API. So the next API is search. So I have used the John. So let me write it, and I'm getting the message. Same thing is used to getting the data from the database. Pages, search the record. Yeah, and last one is status. So let me send the request. Okay, here is a problem in my URL, so I would say version 2. Send the request. Total 1, active 1, inactive 0. Means we have successfully built more than 4 APIs, which are working perfectly. Alright, guys. So we are almost done. In the backend, we will create a more than 2 APIs which are used to edit the record and also delete the record. So the first one, I open the user router. I need to remove the app file. Okay, router.put API is like :id. So I would say user controller dot update user. I will create this one function in a minute. I copy it and let me open. Okay, update user. Exports dot update user async request response. right? And use try catch. By the way, I will get the catch from this one. In the try block, I need to use const name and form status from request.body. Okay. Then I would say if email is exist, come into the if body. I would say const exist await user dot find email comma underscore id. It is database id. All right. Then I would say the operator not equal to request dot params dot id. Alright, this variable is used to check the email is exist or not, if user will update the record. Alright, then I would say if exist is true, means the condition is true, I need to say return response.status 400.json and message should be email already exist. Okay, outside of the if statement, create a variable, use await user.find by id and update function. Inside that I need to pass many things. The first one is request.params.id. On behalf of id we will update the record. Which record? Whatever the record. So I need to say name ml phone comma status. Also I would say new is true, means user will enter new record, and also I will use run or validators should be true. I am getting okay. Like this. Okay. Let me check if the user is exist or not. So if user, by the way, not user exist, so I'd say return response.status 404 JSON message should be user not found response. And the last one I need to say response.json and pass the user. Okay. I think we are good to go to check it. By the way, I'm going to save both of files. Let's move on. And I would say where is okay, where is the data? Okay, here is the ID. On behalf of this one ID I will update the record. Okay, so my URL is, my method is put and version 2 and ID I would say where is the ID? Okay, I will get this one ID, pass it, and the value and key is, so also I'm getting that, copy, paste on there, and change the name like this. Okay, just check it. I think something's wrong. Okay, router.put error failing operation. Okay, something is wrong. Find by ID and update. Guys, I think the problem is in my database, so let me check it. Yeah, I'm getting the error message. Okay, so the first problem, let me refresh it because sometimes we are facing issue, guys. Give me a second. From the database it will block my IP address. Yeah, it is perfect, so I'm gonna save the file. Let me check it. Yeah, MongoDB connected, so I'm gonna move it. Let me use it. Yeah guys, we are good to go to check John Doe. This is my ID. If I change the value, also I'm gonna change the email and John Doe1@gmail.com. Just come on, and yeah, let's see. Email is already exist. Why? This email is not exist. Let me check it. And john@gmail.com. This is not updated, so let me bad request. Email already exists, so I think something is wrong. First one, length greater than 0. So let me write it. Yeah guys, the email has been updated. My new email is perfect, stored in the database. So let me refresh my page and we are good to go to use this one email. Guys, we have successfully built the updated API. Okay, everything is perfect. So you just use exist.length greater than 0 and yeah, we will get that. If I will use same thing and update it, I'm getting same result. Okay, yeah, perfect. And what is next? The next and final thing is delete user. Okay, and I have opened I think .env file. So okay, the last one is router.delete :id user controller, and I'll use delete user. All right, so I just copy it, delete user, exports .delete user, async request response, in the case block. In the type block I will use the code. In the case block I need to use few things. The first one is I need to get the ID. Okay, await user delete request.params.id. If user is not exist, I need to just return response.status 404.json message user not found. Otherwise I would say response.json and just give him a message, user deleted successfully, and also I will assign the key success should be true. Alright, so and finally I need to update my error messages because I just copy and paste my catch block. So let's use one by one to update the error messages. Deleting this, and this will be updating user. Let me check this one. Create a user. Okay, and this will be get user, just like this. Okay, I will use paging user, error paging statics paging users. Okay, so let's let's check it. The last one, I just copy the same thing, move on the last one, paste the same thing, just select that delete and send the request. Okay, I need to save this one file, send the request, user deleted successfully, and success is true. Let's try to use statics. Total is 0, active is 0, inactive is 0. Let's try to use this one. Same thing, these are default. Let's try to use this one API to get the data. Current page is 1, total page is 0, total user is 0. Nothing is stored inside the users array. Let's refresh the database. Where is the refresh here? Yeah guys, there are no record found in the database. So I'm gonna store the data because we will get it. I just use one record. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So let's refresh it one more time, and there we go. So guys, we have successfully built many APIs. The first one is the status, query, get all users, update, get the user, create a user, update the user, delete the user. So I will use these APIs in my front end to get the data from there, and we will display the data inside our browser using React.js. Alright, so without further ado, let's get to in the client side. So I'm going to remove the tabs, and yeah, so we will move on the client side. So guys, I have designed the application using React and Tailwind CSS, but we need to add the logic inside the page. We will get the data from API, we will add the data inside this one page, and we will add multiple features like edit, delete, search, and so on. So let's work on it. So I go to my code editor, I remove the tab, but before removing it I need to center. This text should be displayed in the center of the page on the column. Okay, so in the API folder I will create a file user API.js. so I have API URL, p localhost :5000 /API version 2 and users. This is my main URL. Okay, so I will create a many functions and I will get different type of data, and we will store the data inside the particular function. So the first one, I will use this with pagination exports const get users async. By default I will assign the page 1, limit should be 5. Alright, I need to get the data from API. Alright, so what I'm going to do on there, I'll create a variable let, calling the fetch function, use literal template. Reason for using literal template, I will use API URL variable which are used in the top. After that I need to assign the page, should be page, which are coming in the parameter. Alright, and limit, assign the limit. Okay, what is this? Okay, then I should use if response.ok is not true, then I need to display the error. Fetch users. Otherwise I need to get the return response.json like this. Right, so this is our first function. This function will give us the users with pagination. Let's create another function. So const export const search users async. The first one is done, by default is nothing. Page should be 1, a limit should be 5. All right, and I need to give me a second, create a variable await fetch API URL slash search slash, and I'm going to use encode URL component and passing the term variable, and page should be page, and a limit should be limit. Alright, and same thing, you can get it and paste on there. Just change the text field to search the user. Okay, I'm going to save the file, and this is my second one function. The next function is get status const export const get status async and response await fetch API URL slash status. These are my API data: status, search, pagination, and we have made it on earlier. Okay, so just copy it and paste on there. This is my next function, and let's move on and add new user. Export const add user async data, and we will change a few things inside this one function. Wait, fetch, and I pass the URL, but inside that I need to assign the method. Method should be post comma headers content content type should be application slash JSON, and also we need to use body JSON.stringify, and we need to pass the data which is stored in the parameter of the function. And then the next thing, we need to get it just based on there. Okay, fail to search, this will fail to fetch status, and this will be fail to add user. Okay, so let's move on, and we're gonna create more than two functions. The first one is update existing, so export const get user async id, and the next one is data response await fetch API URL slash id, and the next I need to use these things, but the method should be put. Okay, content type is same application JSON, yeah, stringify, yeah, perfect. And also I need to get it, paste on there, and we need to change it, fail to update user. All right, the last and final function we need to create it, delete user, export const and delete user async id, and const response await fetch API URL slash id, and we method. Okay, outside of this one, guys, let's say method should be delete, and yeah, we will use same thing like this. and fail to delete user. Alright, so I have more than many functions: pagination, user, get status, add user, existing or update the user, and delete the user. So I will use them inside the app.js X file to get the data from my API, and we will display the data and perform all of the operations inside the application. So let's use them inside the app.js X file. The first step, you need to import all of the functions inside there. Import, I need to destruct that, get user, search user, get status, add user, update user, delete user, from slash API from user.api. Okay, so these are functions. So let me check it. Get users, yeah, and I will update that. Okay, here's a mistake, so just update them and add user. Okay, then we will use it inside the project. Okay, I'm gonna copy and just paste it. All right, so the next thing is we will create a states. So I will create a many states which are handle many things like users, total record, status, search, model, form data, and many. So let's create them. So I made many functions, I mean many states, but also we need to create a many state. I can, but the data have changed, which are help us many things, which are used to basically edit the record and set editing item, use state. By default is nothing. Loading, set loading, state once, current page, set current page, user state by default is 1, items per page, set items per page, user state by default value is 5, total pages, set total pages, user state by default is 0, and finally I need to use status status should be active and also inactive. Alright, so I have many states which are used to handle the data. We will use them to store the data on the particular states, and we will display the data inside our web page. So let's create a first function, fetch status. So what I'm going to do on there, fetch status, this is my function, async, and create a variable data, use await, and call the getStatus function, which are coming from the getStatus like this. So I move on the top, and you need to call this one function. The data I have stored in the variable. The next thing you need to call setStatus state like this, and you need to store the data like this. That's it. Let's create another function, fetch users, async const data, await get users, call the get user function. Inside then you need to pass two parameters. The first one is current page state, the next one is items per page. Alright, and call the set users to store the data, data.users, right? Set total pages should be data.total pages, set total users, data.total users. Okay, and what is okay, the last one you need to call fetch status, like fetch status like this. So get users is okay, here is get users. Here are two parameter, page and limit. You need to pass it the value current page and items. The data is stored inside there. You need to use data.users, data.total pages, data.total users. Alright, so let's move on. Okay, handle search, async data, await get, not get, search users. This is the API data. Inside that you need to pass three parameters. First one is search term, current page, and items per page. Alright, passing it set users, data.users, set total pages, data.total pages, set total users should be data.total users like this. Alright, so yeah, we are almost done, but also we need to create many others. So when the page will be loaded, I need to call few functions inside the use effect. The first one is fetch users. I will call use effect hook. In the curly bracket you need to call fetch users function, which are used in the bottom. Okay, when the page will be loaded, when the current page will be changed or items will be changed, items per page, this use effect will be executed. Also I will call use effect one more time, and this time I just use if search term is exist, then I will create a function which are handle the search. I need to call the handle search. In the else statement I would say fetch users like this. When search term will be changed, this use effect will be executed. Alright, so I have a fetch users, fetch status, handle search, and okay, we need to create a handle submit function. async if form data is name not true or not form data .html form data that phone come into the if body and just use return alert fill all fields. Okay, just call set loading state and use true. Outside of the if statement, not if statement, give me a second. I don't need to use curly bracket, guys. Just use without curly brackets. So the next thing you need to use try catch error alert error dot message. Outside of there, I'm going to use set loading should be false. In the try block, I need to use if the editing item is true, then I would say await, and I'm going to call the update user function. Inside that, you need to pass two parameters. First one is editing item dot underscore id. This id is coming from the database. You must be use underscore id. Then the next one, you need to pass form data. All right. In the else statement, I would say await add user. If user will click on edit the record, then this function will be executed. Otherwise, I need to call the add user. All right. In the add user, you need to pass form data state. Then I would say fetch users means update the table by calling the function. And yeah, it's perfect. So this function is used to handle the submit. The next one, I would like to create a handle delete, and also I need to create a more than two functions which are handle the model. All right. So handle delete async. I need to pass the id if window.confirm are you sure, then come into the if body calling await delete user and passing the id, and also call the fetch user to update the record. All right. And last and final thing, we need to create a states, functions which are handle the model. Open model item by default value is nothing, and I should say if item is exist, come into the if body and calling set editing should be item. Why this will be set form data should be item. In the else statement, I would say set editing item value is null, and set form data is name should be nothing, email should be nothing, and phone should be nothing, status should be nothing. Status should be active by default. Okay. And outside of the if statement, you need to use set is model open should be true. All right. This function is used to open the model. The next function, I would say const close model. I don't need to pass any parameter inside the function, and I will say set is model open should be false, set editing term should be null, and same thing I'm going to pass on there. Alright, so close model, and also when user will submit the record means store the record. So I would like to close the model. I call the close model function. Okay, so that's it for functions. So we will implement them inside our application. So I'm gonna uncomment it, save the file. I'm getting the model. All right, so the first step, you need to set up it. So there is a header, and the header have okay, add user, right? So in the add user, I need to call the function on click open model. All right, but also we need to add few things inside the user model. So first I'm going to save the file, and give me a second, I just show you a few things. So I need to pass the prop open model is model open, and on close model, this. So I need to destruct the value. Give me a second. Is open and on close. I would say if is open, not is open, return null. Okay, and also we need to call the function on close on the button tag. So it is a button, so I would say on click on close. Okay, so save it. Let's see what happening. Click on it, I'm getting the model. Click on it to close the model. Click on it. Yeah, it's working perfect. So I will work it on later. This time I just assign few things to add and hide the model. All right, and the next thing, we use few things inside the status card. So I need to pass the title, the total users, and we need to pass status card value should be number status dot total. Okay, so these are props, guys. Then I would say icon, the icon should be user side icon. All right, and I'm gonna use bg icon should be bg deco 500. And the next one, icon color should be text white, and background color I would say gradient from indigo 900 to indigo 700. So I open it, basically that, and destruct the value title, value icon bg icon, the value is bg gray 700, icon color text should be white, gradient from gray 900 to gray 800, and description should be nothing. Okay, so I use the comma on each Give me a second. Status card, value icon 700. Alright, okay. I'm getting, okay, this is not, okay, perfect. So let's open it, and we need to update the data inside the card. So the first one is I need to use gradient, save the file. Why this is not changing from grade 900 to 800. From grade 900 to, okay, I need to remove it, and let's see. No, this color doesn't apply on there. From grade 900 to grade 800. Give me a second, why I'm not getting. Okay, the problem is, guys, we need to use PG gradient to right side. Okay, I think it should be no. BG gradient right side have and gray. Everything is perfect, but I don't know why I'm not getting the color. Let's check that. Title, value icon, BG icon. This is user. Okay, users. Okay. This is the users. Okay. And BG icon, BG Indigo 500. Let's BG icon. Okay. Let's and icon color, text white, gradient. Yeah, it's perfect. I don't know why I can't see the updation. BG Indigo. Okay, let's from Indigo 900. Indigo 700. Okay, I'm getting it, guys. I'm getting it. So the problem is inside this one, but I can't see the text. It should be white. So let's. Okay, and what is next? Text is white. This is the end user. Color should be white. BG icon Indigo 500. Okay, I will fix it. So this is a title which is coming from the title, and this is a number also coming from the value.number, and this is the description. So I would say description. Alright, so this is a conditional based. Okay. But before you need, I'm going to save the file. Yeah, total is 0, icon, and what is next one? Let me check it, guys. Okay, this will be used when description is exist, then display that content. Alright, and also the number. Okay, I will assign the manual style on there. Style should be color or value.color or white. Okay, should be like this. Yeah, perfect. So I'm gonna make a more than 3 states. Let me check it if I have any other things, so I will fix it. Okay, inside there I'm gonna use bg icon. Yeah, perfect. And what is next? I'm gonna use, okay, I will use react.clone element. I would say icon as a parameter. The value should be size 22. Class name should be icon color. So I think it should be applied on the, yeah guys, it's perfect. So let's make a more than 2 components like this and save the file. We have 3 cards, but we need to change few things. In the second one I would say active users, and inside there I need to use active. Okay, the next one I would say inactive users, inactive users status dot inactive. Alright, so this is a user, so I would say check this should be X. Okay, and also we need to change the colors, so this will be green, text white, and this is also green, this also green, and the next one is red, also red. Alright, so I'm going to save the file and I think we need to import them. This is a check, so also I need to, and I think it should be displayed. Yeah guys, so inactive users, active users, total users. So we have cards. Let's move on the search bar. In the search bar we need to pass props. The first one is search term. I need to add the event on change as a prop. The value should be a search term. The next one I would say on change on clear. On clear I would say function. This function will get set search term by default is nothing, and set current page should be 1. Outside of that I'm going to use items per page as a prop, and the value should be items per page. On items per page change, the value should be as a function parameter as well, and it's a set items per page. Okay, set items per page, pass the value, set current page 1. Okay, also I need to pass another prop is current page, value is current page, total users. Let's move on the top. I have a total users or not. A total pages, total users, yeah, here. So I need to open that, and we need to destruct the values, and then we will implement it inside there. So first one is value on change, on clear, items per page, on items per page change, and current page, total users. So the next thing is we need to get the start users number and end user numbers. So we will create a variable start user. I need to get total users. It's coming from the prop. Is image 0, so I need to get the 0. Otherwise I would say current page -1 times by items per page increment 1. Okay, the next one is I would say end user, and I would like to use math.min current page times by items per page, and we will pass it the total users. So I will assign these variables inside this one page. Alright, so let's implement all of the things inside the search bar. So this is the input field. In the input field, the first thing I'm gonna use value. I will pass the value as value on change event, and when user change the value, I would like to use on change. This is a prop, this is an event, right? And I'm going to use e.target.value. Alright, and then this is a conditional base, so I'm going to remove it, use value is exist, then display this one cross icon. When I click on it, okay, I can't click on that. That value is value on change. Why this is not working? Give me a second. The value, I need to check the props. Value search term. Okay, give me a second. And this is a set search term. Okay, yeah, I'm getting the values, and I'm able to see the cross icon. When I remove that, you can't see anything else inside the input field. Alright, let's move on, and we need to display the users, how many users, total users, and so on. So inside the showing, I need to display the start users, 2, and users, not unders, but I need to use users. Okay, just copy it and paste on out of total users. So I'm going to save the file. Yeah, I'm getting 0, not a number, 0. So this is the second one field, like end users. So let's look at that. Okay, I would like to convert it into number, then passing the value, so I think it should be displaying the number. Let's refresh it. No, item per page. I think something is wrong inside items per page. On items per page, so value set items per page, number value, current page, total users, everything is perfect, but I don't know why I can't see that. Okay, let's grab it and use them. if I have some mistake inside my spelling, so it should be so. Okay, and yeah, here is some mistake inside this one. So yeah, I'm getting the number. As you can see, 0, 0, 0, and so on. Let's move on. And this is drop down. So in the drop down, I need to use simple select box, and there I need to use on change event, passing the parameter, and I would like to use on items per page as event, and I would like to convert it e.target.value because I need to convert it inside inside there. I'm going to use file, same thing, just change the number. This is a 50, 25, and this will be 10. So that's it for updating the search bar. So I think it should be solved the problem, and it will be work to get the data from API. Alright, so I'm gonna close it, and the next one is the user table. So I'm gonna open it in the user model, but before using it, I also, give me a second, cd server, I'm gonna use npm start. If everything is perfect, then we will get the data. Okay, so I'm gonna close it. Let's see. Okay, I can't see the data. Okay, I'm getting the data, guys. As you can see, this is a 1. How many users? Active 1, inactive is 0. Okay, perfect. And number of showing database values 111. Yeah, means we are getting the data, and we are also perfect to get the data and display the data inside the application. Right, cool. So this is a very important part, user table. In the user table, we need to display the data inside the table, right? So we need to use same thing to passing the props and values on edit, on open model. Okay, when user click on that, on delete, so handle delete function, handle delete, current page, total pages, on page change, set current page. So I need to open it, destruct the values. So I will get the values, guys, from there, and one by one, because I'm facing issue when I will use them. Current page, total pages, and on page change. So we will display the data inside there. So this is a tr starting and closing. I would like to remove it, just cut it, and use calibrate. You need to target your users prop.map, passing the value u. If you want to pass another value like index, you can do that. I'm going to paste the complete code. First I'm going to save it, and you can't see any changes. Yeah, we know all about it, but the thing is we need to update it by updating the data. u.name, u.email, u.phone, and this is the active inactive. But before moving on that, I'm going to save the file. You are able to see the data is stored in the table. These data is coming from the database. Right, cool. So this is the active and inactive feature. So let's use conditional running u.status is active. So I would say bg frame 500, text should be gray 900, otherwise I would say bg red 500, text should be white. In the active you need to use u.status. You should be able to see the data. This is active, but I am able to see pitch green. This is a true condition, but I don't know why I'm getting the else statement. Okay, I think here is a mistake. Yeah, perfect. So let's fix this one. I will use this plain tag, paste the code, and also I cut all of the code from there, paste it. In the TD block I would say px6 py1 rounded full text should be extra large, and also fonts should be simple. Not fonts, padding top and bottom 4, and text should be small. Let's save it, and yeah, perfect. And this is a date. So where is date? Okay, here. In the date I need to use new date function. In the function you need to assign the view created it. This is the database column name. After that you need to use to local date string function like this. Save the file and you are getting the date. Let's move on, and this is the edit, and the last one is delete. So in the edit button here I need to use simple function on click. Just pass the on edit function and passing the u. In the delete function button you need to use on click on delete and passing the u dot underscore id. Underscore means database id name. Right, cool. So yeah, it is perfect. So when I click on it I'm able to see the model is up here, but in the model you can't see the data because we need to work on the model. Alright, and you can delete it. The record is no more stored in the database, but we will check it on later. This time we need to update it. So this is the conditional base. So in the conditional base I need to use user is length is 0 and then display that. Otherwise you do not display the data. It means record not found. Alright, the pagination. Alright, so this is starting and closing. I need to cut it, and I also use users.length is greater than 0, then display the pagination. Otherwise do not display the pagination. Alright, so this is a page number. So in the page number I need to use current page as a prop value out of total pages. Save the file, and I'm getting that. Okay, the next one is button tag. This button event will be used on page change current page negative by 1 means decrease the value when user click on it. And also I need to add another attribute which is disabled. In the disabled we need to use current page is match with 1, so disable the button. Okay, and same thing inside the next button. In the next button I would like to use on click on page change event. Inside there I need to pass current page increment 1, and also I need to use where it is disabled current page is matched with total pages, so I need to disable that. Save the file. Right, I can't see next and previous button, okay, because this is the first one page. When you will increase the number, means increase the records inside this one page, you will get the second one number, okay. It means pagination, this will be active automatically. Alright, so let's fix this issue. This is a button tag. Inside the button have a number, so I'm going to cut it and use curly bracket, make a copy of the array function. In there I'm going to passing the total pages, and after the array I need to use map method underscore. Means I don't need to use first parameter, second parameter is important for me. And inside this one I need to get the data from I, and the I value by default is 0. So in order to get the value I need to assign the number 1, means the p value will be 1, right, because I need to display the number 1 value in the page, okay. Alright, so I would say if p is 1 or p is matched with total pages, or p greater than equal to current page negative by 1, and p less than equal to current page 1, then come into the if body. In the if body I need to use return and paste my previous code that I have copied. I have cut that. So inside the number you need to pass p, and let's see, yeah, I'm getting same thing, right, as you can see. But also we need to work on it to make a color combinations, and yeah, so I'm going to use the colors. Current page is matched with p, then I would say bg green 500, text should be gray 900, font should be semi-bold, and after that I would say bg gray 700, border gray 600, text should be gray 300, and hover it bg gray 600. So I'm going to save the file and let's look at that. As you can see, alright, so yeah, we are good to go to check it. So this is a if statement. In the if statement have this data. Also I would like to use else if page equal to current page negative 2 or p equal to current page increment 2, then come into the body. Give me a second and just return what spending. In the spending I just use ... Alright, also I would like to use pxy p2, that should be correct. Alright, and last one thing you need to use return null. Alright, so this is my pagination, guys. So let's take a look at that one more time if you have any issues. Alright, the last and final thing, I need to add the event on this one button when user click on it. So I like to use on change event on page change, passing the p. Okay, yeah, cool. It's not working right now, but you can do that. So we are almost complete the application. We need to set up the last one, model. Alright, and yeah, so we will work on the model. So we need to assign the props inside the model. The first one, I would like to use the form data as a prop. The value should be form data, and set form data. The value should be set form data. On submit, the value should be handle submit function. And loading, I would like to use loading. And last one is status. Okay. So let's move on the top status. Okay. Active, inactive, and we need to open the model. In the model I have 2 props, but also I need to use another props. Like these, and we will use them. This is the last one. So after that, your application will be ready and we will check it. Okay, so let's implement them inside there. So this is the add new user, but I will add it conditional based. Form data dot underscore id, this is database value, is exist, so I would like to use edit user. Otherwise I would like to use add new user. Alright, let's move on. And this is a input field, and the input field I need to use value form data dot name. When the event will be changed, execute the function, and you need to call set form data, make a copy of the form data, and assign the keys name. The value is e.target.value. Okay, so let me copy it, and I'm going to paste on the next one. Just change the name to email, and same thing you can do on there. Just copy it one more time, and this is a phone, so you need to paste it, change it phone, and same thing you can do on the email. Okay, and the last one is not last but second last. Okay, so this is select box. In the select box, this is starting. I would like to use value form data status. On change event, I would like to use set form data, make a copy form data, comma, status e.target.value. And this is important, so I would like to use status as a variable which are stored in the top. That will help us to display the active and inactive text. So I'd like to use it, status there, and paste the options. Between the starting and closing options, I would like to use status. And also I need to assign the value should be status. Alright, so let's move on, and we will use the close event on there to cancel the model. And this is add user, so I need to use event on collect on submit event. Okay, on submit function. Also I'm going to use disabled and just calling the loading. Alright, this is the last one. In the last one I would like to use conditional based loading is exist, so I would like to use saving data, otherwise from data underscore id. If this exists, then I need to use update user or add user. Okay, I'm gonna save the file and let's look at that, what we will get. I'm gonna click on it. I can't get the data, guys. Okay, I don't know. Refresh my page. I click on that. I'm getting farm data. I did not get email, and yeah, I'm getting the active and inactive value. And yeah, so let's check it now. What happening on the so it means the data doesn't store in the farm data. So let me console.log and use farm data. Let's look at that. I'm getting add user. Okay, when I click on it, I need to change it to display the added user. Let's click on this one. Also, I'm getting the same thing, so something is wrong. Don't worry, we will fix it. When I click on it, I'm getting form data. Okay. Now let me check it. Is open, is closed, form data, form. Okay, has a form data. Okay, I think we are getting the data. Yeah, guys, this is a simple and small mistake. So I'm getting the John email number, and I'm able to see my text has been changed into an updated user. Let's change it. I'm going to use John down, and I'm going to click to update user. Yeah, record has been updated. Let's change inactive. Yeah, it is updated, and also this will be also updated. So our application is almost ready. Let's click on it, and I'm going to use simple data to check the pagination. And let me add one more. Okay, few things we need to change it. Okay, page 1 of 1. Yeah, total record 4 4 3 is active. Yeah, everything is perfect. Let's move on. I need to continue to paste on there. This will be demo 4. This random number. This will be a 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, last one. I just use random numbers. Okay, I'm getting the next one, pagination 2. Click on it. I'm getting the next one record, and I'm able to see my page has been updated in the number of the pagination. I can't click on the next one because this is the last one, but I am able to see my previous pattern is active. When I click on it, I am able to see my next one page. Previous page. So by default, I'm getting 5 records because inside they have 5. Let's click on 10. I'm getting all of the records. More than 10 records, this table will be stored. Alright, the last and final thing we need to check is search. Alright, so I can search the record with the help of name, email, phone, status, and also status. So let's see. I select the demo. I'm getting 4 demos here. Search the name John. Okay, let me search the user with the help of status. Okay, So I'm going to search it inactive. I'm getting inactive. Okay, everything is perfect, guys. So this video is all about how you can build the complete CRUD application using MERN stack. So I have explained with you everything from scratch. I did not explain you how you can design it, because in the CSS, in the tailwind CSS, I just use the classes, but in the logics I have explained everything step by step. So guys, I hope you are understood as well all about it. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to see the database we'll use, so last one I will share with you guys. So give me a second, I just log in the account and I will share with you everything is stored in the database. So guys, I'm logged in my account on my MongoDB, and let me click on the cluster, browse collections. Let's take a look at that, the project cluster 0. And okay, one more thing we need to check it, delete. Are you sure you want to delete? Yeah, that delete also is working perfectly. So this is a test database. In the test database have a collection user copies, and I'm getting all of the records which are stored in the application. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. All right, so I hope you understood as well all about it. So thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.